Good morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. And it's Thursday, the 6th of October. Beautiful morning this morning. It was a nice bike ride in with a little bit of wind. How are you, Paul?
I am well, thank you. Bright, sunny outside. Nice looking fall day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get on to news today. And why don't we talk a little bit about lake resources? Obviously, we used to act with them some time ago. We actually took them to China. We were a massive fan of this when it was just a few Aussie cents, and now, of course, it's dollars. We like the management a lot. What do you want to talk about them today, Paul?
Well, it's a clear validation that somebody in the name of WMC Energy believes in their extraction technology and the size of the and quality of the Kachi brine lithium resources. Lake has signed WMC for half of its 25,000 tons per annum production capacity for the Kachi project for a 10-year period. And WMC is also going to inject something on the order of $160 million Australian for a 10% stake in Lake Resources as well as part of this deal. So these just clear evidence that the WMC believes in this project as well as willing to put some big bucks behind it.
I mean, the thing for me is that, we identified all these lithium plays 10 years ago. We were just well ahead of our time, put in a lot of work. And of course, as soon as they get big, they go off and find themselves bigger, better brokers. Well, not better brokers, it's bigger brokers, actually worse brokers. To be honest, the bigger brokers are no better than the smaller brokers. And unfortunately, you tend to get forgotten. But we haven't forgotten Lake. If you want to know what the next Lake is, actually come and talk to us, because we do know all the lithium plays and we know what the next ones are coming up. Everyone will say, oh, no, and we'll be too early again. But we do know this space really rather well. Sorry, that was a small promote for VSA Capital.
That's right.
But it's true, isn't it? And you've been to a lot of them, Paul.
Yes, that's right. And there is a second tier of projects now coming forward. And just to remind investors, we said back in 2016 that we felt that every lithium deposit that could be discovered would have to be financed and built in order to meet the climate targets. And that still appears to be the case.
Look, the lithium price is staying remarkably high, and there is clearly going to be a massive squeeze. There isn't enough lithium out there, which means competing technologies will come in. We've said this so many times. People don't listen to us, but in a few years' time, they'll go, God, you had that right. Why didn't we listen to you? But we hear that the whole time with pretty much everything we do. We are ahead of our time. Anyway, here we go. I'm promoting VSA Capital yet again, but let's move on. You know what? South Africa is really, really tough, but I feel like I've just got off a call to a South African player playing in the gold space and various other things. But Pan African Resources have announced some news today, Paul. Why don't you talk through that?
Yes, that's right. The pending deal on the closure for the acquisition of the Mogali gold tailings held within the defunct company Mintails. That deal has finally closed. The sales transaction completed. They picked up the business out of receivership for a song $2.8 million US. It is a very large tailings deposit for gold retreatment. They had actually completed the DFS on Mogali before they actually owned the property. That's how confident they are, both on the economics and the grades around these tailings, but also on their own expertise, because this will be their third tailings retreatment development with two prior successes under their belt.
Well done them. Now, Glencore has shut down a zinc smelter in Germany, haven't they? Because the power costs are too high.
Yes, that's put some further crimp on smelting capacity and supply within Europe, all because of the increase in fuel prices here in Europe as a result of the Russian sanctions against the invasion of Ukraine. They will close the smelter as of November the 1st, but the lead smelter at the same site will remain operational for now, and we'll see how things play out. But it does tighten supply into Europe, but I think North America will try to take advantage of that situation.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be such a squeeze coming up in the whole commodity space that people are going to just get so caught out. A bit like where we got caught out during COVID with the freight squeeze, where freight prices went up tenfold. I can see the same thing happening in certain commodities. There's a squeeze, and literally prices could go through to levels that people just cannot even imagine today. But let's wait and see. As usual, VSA Capital ahead of the curve. Tell you what, Paul, it's maybe worth just mentioning one more. It's a tiddler, but Mila Resources have just raised some money this morning, haven't they?
Yes, Mila Resources, the chairman and an ex-VSA Capital employee from a decade back, Mark Stevenson, but they've raised about $700,000 here, and it is toward further exploration on some interesting mineralization that they have stage 2 drilling underway on, and are expanding the drilling program on a project in Australia. So good luck to them.
Yeah, that's it. It's in Western Australia, isn't it? So
yes, that's right.
Whereabouts in Western Australia? Is it near some proven reserves?
Well, West Australia has gold all over that particular province, and this is a historically known area of the gold occurrences. So they're simply trying to define what the scope and scale might be on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think Western Australia and Queensland is all full of gold, isn't it? And there seems to be a lot of activity, and I sense there could be quite a lot of corporate activity as well. The ASX market is still pretty buoyant for gold mining companies.
Yes, that's right. And because we are in the particular economic cycle we're in, it does favor those nations or provinces which are strong in commodity exports, and West Australia definitely one of those.
Well, and of course, we have southwest of England becoming the new Western Australia, don't we, Paul? So don't get me on that high horse. Keep me on
okay.
it. I've probably ranted enough now. We better call it a day. You'll be talking with Ollie tomorrow, Paul, because I've got a rather important breakfast meeting.
Okay, very good.